It's classroom time with the GR Sport, the first GR Sport ever in America for any Toyota. We have GR branded models like the 8.6, the Supra, rest in peace, the Corolla, GR Corolla, all right. This GR Sport, we're in the classroom. Classroom session. We have dedicated aero parts, more solid steel, 20mm wire tires, front performance damper, light alloy wheels, about 4 pounds lighter per wheel. We have dedicated suspension pieces here. We have an additional rear suspension brace, and you have a static elimination item, which includes the aluminum tape on the ceiling. And then you have all these sport design differentiations like this GR Sport steering wheel, but most of it is going to be on the outside. So let's get on the outside of the new GR Sport for Toyota. Man, look at this. You know, when you think Arizona, you don't think lakes, you don't think water. Well, we're at the Saguaro Lake. This is in Tonto National Forest here. You might be saying, Kirk, I don't see much trees. Well, the cactus count for the trees, but we're here for the GR Sport, not for the pretty environment. Maybe you are here for both. The GR Sport is going to be the first of many upcoming GR Sport models throughout the Toyota lineup. No TRD here. TRD is for body on frame vehicles, all right? So this is not something new globally. The GR Sport, there's been a GR Sport for Europe and for Japan, and there's a ton of GR Sports currently on sale in Japan. If you look right here, a Toyota badge, blacked out. These daytime running lights are the same that you see on a Limited, for example. This is, I believe, what's called the supersonic red color. This is it. This is your flex. The GR Sport badge here. The wider front end, okay, it looks very similar to the new wide front end on the 2025, 2026 GR Corolla, for example. It's a little bit lower. We have, I want to say it's about 15 millimeters lower, and you can tell when you're driving it, okay? The ride height is just a hair lower. We have wider tires, wider stance, all right? And looking at it from the side, kind of reminds me of the XSE models. We got that big wing in the back. On the right-hand side is your 6.6 kilowatt hour level, sorry, not kilowatt hour, kilowatt charger. All right, so we come to the back here, GR Sport badge, no exhaust tips that are visible. You do have a dual exhaust back here, a little recovery point too, it looks like, right there, kind of cool. We also have the cool GR Sport red brake calipers, these exclusive wheels here, these 20-inch wheels, and of course these are summer tires, which are going to give you guys a little bit better grip. All right, you can still see they have they're going to be probably fine in the rain. All right, so you're not going to be losing too much traction out there when there's less than optimal conditions. All right, there's no sunroof option on this, no panel roof option on this model. You guys probably want to know what's under the hood, and the GR Sport for the RAV4 comes with one powertrain. All right, it's the top of the line powertrain. It's the plug-in hybrid, 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, mated to 2 electric motors up front. One of those electric motors is a motor generator to start the engine, a little bit of regen. The second electric motor up front produces about 200 horsepower and around 200 pound-feet of torque. Okay, and that powers the direct wheels, the front wheels directly. All right, and then you have an additional motor in the back that provides around 90 pound-feet of torque to give you that all-wheel drive. You get around 40 miles per gallon once you run out of electric range. This does have a 22.7 kilowatt hour battery to give you upper 40s, so 48 miles or so of electric range. So total combined horsepower here is 324 horsepower. All plug-in hybrids, including this GR Sport, the Woodland, the SE, the XSE, they are all made in Japan for now. But let's go over some of the GR exclusive pieces in here. I want to check the cargo. Well, again, here is the cool spoiler. There might be a GR exclusive mat in the back. We'll find out. There is. Love that. And unlike the XSE plug-in or the Woodland models, this does not have the 1500 watts of accessory power. I would miss that personally. I like having that feature. Let's get into the back seat. Okay, we have suede on the inside. Kind of feels like, yeah, taken out of like a GR Corolla sort of materials. Very nice red stitching, and USB-C's back there, vents back there. Okay, kind of a gray material on the door panel. I found these seats to be the most comfortable and out of all the RAV4s I've driven today. I don't know if the bolstering's more aggressive or not, but I just feel like this suede surface has more give to it. You sit more into the seat compared to the other materials I've sat in today. You have some red piping, the GR badge here on the headrest looks pretty nice. GR badged floor mats. This also has aluminum pedals, which is unique to this model. You also have a little GR badge right there, GR badge here, red stitching on your shifter. Love the shifter, but you can get this on the Woodland and the XLE model. And let's go and turn it off. Do we have a cool shutdown screen or anything like that? Charging schedule, okay, that's cool. All right, let's start up. There's our cool GR logo. This 12-inch screen is standard throughout the lineup. This is the larger 12-inch screen in here. I personally prefer the 10.5-inch screen. This is a 12.9. Auto dimming rear view mirror. Again, no roof options. But what does this sporty, beefed up RAV4 drive like? Is this a trend I can get used to? Should I get excited to look forward to more GR Sport products within Toyota's lineup? Oh, well, let's find out. 0 to 60 in the GR Sport. So let's put it in sport mode. Let's torque brake. Okay. Jeez, she's still pulling hard. There's 60. But that was a 2% slope downhill, and we got a 5.5 second. It's probably more like a 5.7 second 0 to 60. I got a 5.8 with a more flat surface on the the Woodland plug-in hybrid, and they have the exact same horsepower. All right, so 0 to 60 is about 5.7 seconds, and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is about 6 seconds. There you have it. All right, so what does she handle like? Well, she doesn't feel heavy. That's the crazy thing. When you go up from hybrid to plug-in hybrid, at least when I did it with the Woodland, you could tell that the weight was there, especially when you get into the brakes. I'm gonna hit the brakes hard. Yeah, yep, there's a lot less pitch and dive forward, and the brakes are better here on this GR Sport. I don't know if it's placebo effect, but it feels, and it could just be because of the suspension. It's a little bit lower to the ground. It's a little bit more firm, right? Wow, what a view. Like, holy cow, just absolutely breathtaking. Yeah, it handles the way I want the rest of the models to handle. This is the best handling model. It feels really light, and it feels, here's the eerie thing. I've driven a lot of RAV4s today. This is the last one. This feels about as light, but way more composed. Compared to the XLE. The XLE was front wheel drive. It was definitely the surprise out of the bunch in terms of how well it handled. Okay, let's get in the pedal here. Oh, jeez. That is 60. I mean, it's fast. It's more than fast enough for a crossover. Like, is it twin turbo V8 fast or inline 6 turbo? Of course not. But we're talking about a Toyota crossover here. It's really, really fast, and it's instant. You get in the pedal and it just goes. All right, the standard hybrid, there's a little bit of a delay, then it goes. A small delay, but it's there. There's no delay here. You put the pedal down and it just, you're off to the races. All right, and it powers out of the turns really, really nicely. It probably helps because this is a more firm, slightly lower, better grip as well, sort of vehicle here. And yeah, the GR Sport, this is what I was expecting from it, honestly. I have sand right here. I don't want to fly off the mountain into some cactuses like, you know, the old like Roadrunner, the Coyote and Roadrunner. I don't want to fly into a cactus and have to pick out the needles. But like, what are the downsides to this model compared to the let's say the Woodland that I drove? Well, I think the only downside here is that the tire noise at times can be a little bit boomier, but on this road surface I don't notice it. All right, but with these lightweight wheels, gosh, this is just absolutely gorgeous. With the lightweight wheels, oh, we got a ratchet strap. I couldn't avoid it because there's another RAV4 going the other way. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Hopefully I didn't do damage to these tires with that ratchet strap in the middle of the road. All right. Anyways, yeah, the only downside I found in my short time driving it is that sometimes there's a little bit more boominess out of the wheels. Okay. But that is just, that's a small thing. Most people aren't going to notice it. Like I said, as soon as I got in here, I noticed the brakes are better and there's less dive when you brake. And the seating height is lower, meaning the seat doesn't go lower, but you sit lower because the car's lower, just by a little bit. But you can notice it if you've been driving other models in the RAV4 lineup. All right. Hey, there's a limited right there. It's hard to tell. All right, but that was the core front end. All right. So as we go through this turn, I mean, who is this for? Here's who this vehicle's for. If you have, if your main car or whatever, if you have a multi-car garage, all right, and you want an amazing daily driver, this is an elite daily driver. It's still fun to drive. It's not the funnest to drive, but it's extremely economical. About 40 miles a gallon, about 50 miles of EV range. It's comfortable. Again, I think these are the most comfortable seats in the RAV4 lineup. I haven't tested the cloth seats in the LE or the SE. I might change my mind then. But if this is your daily driving on the weekends, you have a GR86 or you have a GR Corolla or you have a Supra or whatever it is, okay? This is for Toyota people who want something that's not entirely a snooze fest. The normal RAV4 is boring to drive. Is it quick? It's quick enough for its class and it's very economical, it's very practical. This just has a little bit of spice to it, and it's great that we are finally getting this spice in the GR Sport lineup here. It's all new, okay? Meanwhile, I've been licking my chops at all the GR model, like the GR Aqua, the GR Sport Aqua, things like that over in Japan that we can only dream of here. Well, now we're getting in on it. And why? Because Akio Toyota wants to continue to promote GAZOO Racing. GR stands for GAZOO Racing. That's their motorsports team. That's also their sports car development team. And, oh, I accidentally triggered the voice assistant there. So Toyota is going to, hopefully I'm driving the right way. I think that's where I need to go. Oh shoot, this could be bad, guys. Using the new software here. Can I pick it? Can we go? 34 minutes. All right, I think I'm okay. Also, the steering. The steering is pretty accurate for a RAV4. What I can tell with the steering though is that you can feel a lot better what's going on with the road. All right, they seemingly want you to feel the vibration in the road, the deviations in the road. You can do that a lot with this steering wheel. I did notice that. I have a better connection with the road because of how they've tuned the steering wheel and haven't taken out all the vibration from it. That's just what maybe it's more apparent here because I have skinnier tires. I'm not quite sure, but I like that in a sports car. I like having a strong connection to the road through the steering wheel. Now, would I change anything about this vehicle? Do I want something more out of the GR Sport? And the answer is, well, at what point then does it become a full-blown GR? And could Toyota make a GR RAV4? Of course they could, but there's no way it's going to happen unless they put like a new 2.0 turbo 4-cylinder that they're working on. Okay, that could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's just keep it here with the GR Sport, 324 horsepower, 0 to 60. Let's say 5.7. It's a quick car. It's an efficient car. It's a versatile car. Just like it has all the RAV4 DNA, but it just drives how you would want a RAV4 to drive, at least if you have half of a performance heart. Okay, The body pitch and roll and dive is really, really subdued here. It feels much more glued to the road, and the braking experience here is a lot better as well. So speaking of which, I want to hit the brakes one more time here, and we get on the brakes hard. Yeah, those are really good brakes. Is the GR Sport what I would be picking out of all the plug-in hybrids? I don't know. I really like the Woodland. You know, some people might not like the looks of this GR Sport. It's a little much. It's a little over the top. It's a little racer boy for me. It's cool though. I'll give it that. It's cool. I'm glad Toyota's doing it. I personally, give me the Woodland with the accessory power in the back, the cool roof rails, the all-terrain tires. That's more my speed, at least for a RAV4. Okay. But let me know. I definitely was not impressed with the XSE, and I didn't drive the plug-in hybrid variant of it, but I don't think my opinion would change, to be honest. So Woodland is still my pick of the bunch. XLE Premium's right up there with it. It's all going to come down to price. And what is this? We don't know what this car is going to cost. Again, my guess is like $50,000. It could be more. It could be $55,000. Is this a $55,000 car? Or would you rather have a Lexus NX? Oh, that's a tough question, right? Right? So hopefully I'll revisit you guys with the RAV4 once we get pricing. I'll make a follow-up video because I'm kind of flying blind here and driving blind and not knowing the pricing of any of these RAV4s. And they launch in about 2 months. Not the plug-in hybrids. They launch in the spring of 2026. So we're still about a half year away from these made in Japan RAV4s landing on our shores. So yeah, stay tuned for more. I got a lot more to share with you guys with the RAV4. If you enjoyed today's content, I appreciate a little like button, hit a roozles, and it's time to sign out from Tonto National Forest. See you guys. Be safe out there. Peace.